Scheck are going to talk about a DNA sample that was found after Mr. Cook pled no contest to tie the murder of Linda Jo Edwards. These people have names. Let's use them. Who was raped and murdered. But the fact of the matter is that that was a DNA sample which Mr. Scheck knows all too well cannot be dated. They have no idea when it was left, and it was left by the man with whom Linda Jo Edwards was having an affair. So it really doesn't mean very much. So there are a number of people in this place. Some of them really may be innocent, but exonerated means something, and this play is attempting to drive the public debate in this country by basically telling people that anyone could be snatched off the street, including you, and sentenced to death row.
And I'd like to just jump in here because I'm afraid that my friend Mr. Marquis is not learning the lessons that he should from a case like Kerry Max Cook. Now, let's first of all get context here. Mr. Cook was tried 4 times. Well, and they were reversed for prosecutorial misconduct in ringing terms by the Texas criminal court.
What does that have to do with innocence, Barry?
Oh, it has a lot to do with innocence in this case. So if a prosecutor misconducts himself, the person's innocent? No, let's get very straight here. He took an Alford plea, meaning that he never conceded that he was guilty, but that they had enough evidence to go forward to get time served so he wouldn't be tried yet again, which any rational person, after being literally framed all these different times, would do. Just after Kerry was made to take this Alford plea, before he was
take the Alford plea?
Absolutely. You know, Judge Marquis...
Well, he would have gone to trial again, and he could have been found guilty and gotten the death penalty.
Listen, you wouldn't be tried 4 times. 4 times with prosecutorial misconduct that caused the conservative Texas courts to roundly condemn it. You, if you were faced with that possibility after being in prison and raped in prison and mutilated, you would take time served too. Any sane person.
Let me let Josh.
Let me get right.
Barry, hang on a second. Barry, let you go for 2 minutes. Let me let Josh. I gotta let Josh respond.
Let me talk about the DNA.
Barry, hang on a second. I gotta let Josh respond. Go, Josh. Start quickly if you can.
Let him respond to the DNA because he made a misrepresentation of it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
hang on, Barry. Let Josh go. Go ahead.
Thank you very much.
There was semen found in the underwear of the victim.
You know, those who talk loudest don't always watch.
Go ahead, talk about the DNA.
I will talk about the DNA, and I guess Mr. Cook's on the line, so we can ask him.
Yes,
why did Mr. Cook resist DNA testing all the way up until after his no contest plea?
Can I answer that?
Yes, you can, sir. Barry, stop it. I'm going to let Mr. Cook respond.
No, that is a diversion. I'm not going to let Mr. Cook respond.
You're not his lawyer, Barry. Let him respond. Barry, out of time here. Let me ask you a general question about the Innocence Project. Is it equal to you prosecutorial misconduct as actual innocence? Do those things,
no,
you distinguish between the two, right?
Well, of course, but the technical definition of an exoneration, if you go to our website, you're going to hear Josh Marquis attacking the 154 post-conviction DNA exonerations.
Yes,
that's where the indictment, that's where the conviction has been vacated, and there's either a pardon by the governor or they don't proceed before. But now you talk about not dating semen. Every day in this country, prosecutors go into court and say drainage from where semen comes from the underwear. That is a strong inference that that person is the last semen donor. You use it every day, Josh Marquis.
Like in the Kerry
Max
case,
Cook
right,
case,
Barry?
you
like
turn around and say it doesn't matter.
Tell him about Kerry Cotler.
You know something, Josh Marquis? You are only diverting. It is really, you have no shame to take a man like Kerry Max Cook and drag him through the mud with misrepresentations like this. You have no shame. He suffered too much.
All right.
Stop this.
All right.
You have no shame, sir.
All right. Josh Marquis and
thank you for having me.
And Barry Scheck. It's always good.
No shame.
Right. It's good to see both you guys.
No shame.
Holly Skolnick and Kerry Max Cook. Thank you very much as well. I appreciate it.
Which he opened up the reference tube in the morning and spilled out the blood.
It was unethical. He argued things he knew were not true. He knew could not be true.
The most likely and probable inference is the one that is not for the timid or the faint of heart. Somebody played with this evidence, and there's no doubt about it.
Just so I'm clear, you believe that all the blood evidence in the case...
You're asking me this question, do I believe? Think, you know, it is not because as you know from meticulously researching this case, and this has been written about, we presented, sound arguments and evidence to explain each piece of this evidence and how it got there. You know, I'm not omniscient.
Do you think you did what you needed to do?
I did the best I could.